I took a deep breath, adjusting my tie for the third time. "You're sweating," James whispered from beside me, smirking. "I'm not," I muttered, though my palms were sticky. "Alex, it's your wedding day. You look like a deer in headlights." I laughed, a short, hollow sound. "Just nerves, I guess." The venue looked perfect. White roses lined the aisle. Candles flickered softly in glass holders. Everything had been planned down to the last detail. "Emily's going to love it," James said. "She's been dreaming about this." I nodded, but a strange unease twisted in my stomach. "She's worth it," I whispered more to myself than to James. "Ready?" he asked, patting my shoulder. "As ready as I'll ever be," I said. I stepped toward the aisle, smiling at the guests. Faces blurred with excitement. I could feel my heart thumping faster. Then I saw it. Emily. But she wasn't alone. My chest froze. My knees felt weak. She was walking down the aisle, hand in hand with him. Another man. I didn't recognize him at first. "Alex," James hissed. "Is that?" I swallowed hard. "No, it can't be." The murmurs started immediately. Whispers, gasps, the scratching of chairs as people shifted. I stepped closer, my mind racing. "Emily," I called, voice tight. Her eyes flicked to me, a polite smile on her lips. "Alex, I'm sorry." The words didn't register at first. My throat burned. "Sorry." "Sorry for what?" "For leaving," she said softly. "I can't do this. Not with you." I laughed. Bitter, sharp. "Not with me. We've been planning this for a year." You don't understand," she interrupted, turning slightly toward him. "I found someone else. I'm marrying Daniel." My stomach dropped. Daniel, the man I hadn't even met properly, now standing next to the woman I loved. I looked around. Guests were staring, their faces painted with shock. Some whispered, others tried to hide smirks. "You can't. This is our day," I shouted. She shook her head. "It was never meant to be." "I'm sorry, Alex. Truly." James grabbed my arm. "Alex, breathe. Don't lose it here." I pulled away, spinning to face Emily. "How could you do this? After everything? The vows, the plans, the house." "I didn't plan it this way," she said. Her voice was calm, almost rehearsed. I realized I was unhappy. I can't lie to myself anymore. Unhappy. I laughed bitterly. "You made me, us, happy. At least I thought we were happy." Daniel smiled faintly beside her. "Alex, let's just talk." "Don't," I barked. "Don't you dare talk to me." A shaky silence followed. I wanted to run, to leave, to scream, but my legs wouldn't move. Emily stepped closer. "Alex, please understand. This is better for both of us." I shook my head, rage and disbelief warring in my chest. "Better? You call this better? Walking down the aisle with him? On our wedding day?" "Alex, James stepped in again, his voice low. "Stop, Alex. Don't make this worse for yourself." I looked at him, then at Emily, then at Daniel. Everything I had planned, everything I had hoped for, gone in a single breath. My fists clenched. "You've ruined everything," I whispered, almost to myself. Emily's smile faltered. "Alex." I turned and walked away, feeling the weight of every eye in the room on me. Every whisper, every gasp, every judgment pressed into my chest like a physical weight. James followed silently. "Come on. Let's get out of here." I nodded, my throat tight. Yeah, let's go." Outside, the cold air hit me like a shock. I could feel my heart still racing, my mind spinning. Betrayal wasn't just a word anymore. It was fire inside me, consuming the part of me that had trusted her, loved her, believed in her. "She's gone," James said softly, sensing my thoughts. I stared at the sky, the clouds gray and heavy. "Gone," I repeated. "But this isn't over. Not for me. Not yet." And in that moment, amid the heartbreak and humiliation, something dark and determined took root inside me. Something that would not rest until justice, my justice, was served. I shut the door behind me and let out a long, shaky breath. The house felt too quiet, too empty. Every corner whispered memories I wasn't ready to face. "Alex!" My mother's voice trembled from the hallway. "Don't come in," I said, my voice tight. She hesitated. "I just want to check on you. You're bleeding inside, I can see it." "I'm fine," I snapped. "I don't need your pity." She didn't argue. "Just, don't shut me out." I ignored her, walking into the living room. The couch still held her faint scent. I gagged, swallowed it down, and tried not to scream. James had called earlier. "You okay?" he asked. "Do I look okay?" I muttered. He sighed. "You don't have to pretend with me. You got blindsided, man. Anyone would." "I can't believe it," I said. I missed the signs. Her late nights, secret calls, the coldness I ignored. "You didn't ignore everything," James said softly. "She hid it well." "I trusted her," I whispered, more to myself than him. "I gave her everything." "She gave you nothing in return," he said, blunt but comforting. I laughed bitterly. "Nothing. She took everything and gave it to him." James's sigh was long. "You'll figure something out. You always do." I sank onto the couch, staring at the ceiling. The thought of Daniel Bennett, her new husband, made my blood boil. I didn't know him, but I already hated him. The arrogance he carried that day. The smug smile while holding her hand. "She's happy with him," my mother said gently. "Maybe you should try to. Let it go." "Let it go." I laughed bitterly. "Let her humiliate me. Walk down the aisle with him while I'm standing there? Let it go." "You can't stay trapped in anger forever," she said, her voice firm now. "But you can use it. Channel it. Don't let her win." I closed my eyes. I can't just watch her smile while I'm broken. "I won't." James spoke again, quiet but insistent. "Revenge isn't the worst path, Alex. You've got to be smart, though. Don't rush." I opened my eyes. "Smart," I muttered. "I've been too blind. Too soft. She's arrogant, thinks she's untouchable." "She made her choice," my mother said. "But choices have consequences. You just need to figure out what yours will be." I stood, pacing. I should have seen it coming. I should have noticed everything. The way she avoided my calls, the sudden work trips, her disappearing acts. "She's manipulative," James said. "You knew that deep down. But you didn't want to believe it." "I wanted to believe in us," I whispered, fists clenching. "I loved her too much to see the truth." "You still love her," my mother said softly, "but love isn't weakness. It can be fuel." I stopped pacing. "Fuel for action," she said. "Don't let your anger destroy you, Alex. Let it guide you." I laughed softly, a short, dark sound. "I can see it now. Every little move they make, I'll notice it. Every weakness, I'll find it." James nodded. "That's the first step. Observation. Patience. Then, the rest takes care of itself." I sank back onto the couch, staring at the floor. I won't let them get away with this. Not her. Not Daniel. They think they've won. But they haven't seen the real me yet. My mother placed a hand on my shoulder. "You've been hurt badly, but don't let it break you. You're stronger than you know." I looked up at her. "Stronger? Yes. I'll be stronger. Smarter. They won't even see what hit them." The house was quiet again. Too quiet. But now, it didn't feel empty. It felt charged. Like a storm waiting to strike. "I'm not done," I whispered to myself. "Not by a long shot. Let them enjoy their little victory. It won't last. Not with me." James smiled faintly. "That's the Alex I know." And for the first time in hours, I felt a flicker of control, of purpose. I stared at the "for sale" sign leaning against the wall. My home. Our home. Every memory packed inside, now just an asset to be liquidated. "Alex, are you sure about this?" Luke asked softly, leaning against the doorway. I have to, I said, my voice flat. I can't stay here, Luke. Every corner reminds me of her. Of them. He frowned. It's hard, I get that. But selling, it's final. Final is what I need, I muttered, flipping open a box of old letters. Emily's handwriting jumped off the pages, teasing, sweet, cruel. Luke stepped closer. Don't let it get to you too much. It already has, I said, voice tight. Look at this. I held up a photo of her laughing, arm in arm with me. Do you see it? Every lie I didn't notice. Every small thing I let slide. She betrayed me. And now she thinks she's untouchable. Luke swallowed. You want revenge? I need to, I said sharply. Not like she thinks. Not in the open. I need control. Every little detail. The doorbell rang. I didn't move immediately. Who is it? Probably the agent, Victoria, Luke said. I straightened, brushing my hands on my jeans. Fine. Victoria Clark stepped in, clipboard in hand, professional, calm. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Alex, I hear you're selling. Yes, I said. My throat tightened. It's time. Victoria nodded, flipping her papers. We'll list it at market value, but you should know, the neighborhood is competitive. Photos, staging, open houses, we'll handle it all efficiently. You'll get top dollar. Top dollar, I repeated, but my mind was elsewhere. Not the money. Not the logistics. It was the feeling of taking back control. Efficiency. I like that. Luke chuckled lightly. He's more motivated than ever. This isn't about the money, Victoria. It's personal. Victoria arched an eyebrow. Personal, I see. Well, it helps to have clarity in intent. We'll make this smooth, then. I followed her toward the living room. I need it to move fast, I said. No delays. Every detail monitored. She nodded, professional. We'll handle it. Do you want to stage or leave it as is? Leave it, I said. I want the memories gone, but not hidden. Let people see what was here. Let them know someone lived here, and someone took it all away. Luke gave me a side glance. You're serious, he said. I am, I said. Every object, every memory, has to pass through me first. I need to see it, touch it, decide what stays and what goes. I need control. Victoria jotted notes. Understood. We'll start with photographs, then cataloging items for removal. It'll be orderly, precise. Orderly, precise, I repeated, letting the words sink in. Yes, that was what I needed. Precision in a life that had spun into chaos. I opened a drawer, pulling out a small box of keepsakes. Rings, letters, trinkets. Each piece stabbed me with memory. She left me nothing, I said. But she also left me fuel. Every little thing. A reminder that she can't win. Luke rested a hand on my shoulder. I'll help, he said. We'll get through it together. I nodded. Good. Start sorting through the boxes in the attic. Keep track of everything. Nothing leaves without my say-so. Victoria chimed in, voice calm. I can coordinate removal and cataloging. I'll create a full inventory if you want. Yes, I said firmly. Inventory. I need to see it all. I need clarity. I opened a photo album, flipping slowly. Her smile, her laugh, her eyes, everything twisted in my mind. But beneath the grief, a spark glimmered. Anger. Determination. They think they can walk away, I whispered. They think I'm destroyed. But I'm not. Not yet. Luke nodded. You're channeling it well. Focused. Smart. That's how we survive this. I took a deep breath, closing the album. Yes. Survival first. Then, everything else. Victoria looked at me professionally. Shall we start staging the first set of photos tomorrow? Tomorrow, I said. We start tomorrow. And we leave nothing to chance. Nothing. Luke clapped my shoulder. You're going to get through this, Alex. One step at a time. Yes, I said, staring at the walls of our empty home. One step at a time. But I swear, I will take back control. Every last piece of it. I sat across from Mr. Philip Hayes, tapping my fingers on the desk. He adjusted his glasses and said, "You want me to review every financial tie you shared with Emily?" "Yes," I replied. "Every account, every investment, every legal detail. I want to know what's still mine." He nodded slowly. "Most people ask for closure, not control." "I'm not most people," I said. "Just tell me what she left exposed." Philip leaned forward. "There are joint assets still under your authority. Small ones, but enough to influence her, if that's what you intend." "That's exactly what I intend," I said. "Quiet influence. Nothing obvious." He gave a faint smile. "Subtle pressure can be effective. I'll prepare the documents." "Good," I said. "And keep this confidential. No one can know." Then my phone buzzed. A message from Sophie. "Are you okay? Heard rumors about the wedding." I called her immediately. "Sophie, I need a favor." "What kind of favor?" she asked, concerned. "I need you to talk to Emily. Casually. Ask how she's doing. Listen carefully." "Alex," she said softly, "are you planning something?" "Just gathering information," I replied. "I need to know what she's hiding." Sophie hesitated. "I'll try, but she's been strange. Guarded." "Perfect," I said. Strange means stressed. After the call, Ben messaged me, "Dude, Daniel's been bragging nonstop. Says he won." I called him back immediately. "What exactly did he say?" "That you're out of the picture, and that Emily is finally where she belongs," Ben answered. "He's smug, man." I felt a dark satisfaction grow. "Ben, I need you to spread a little doubt." "What kind of doubt?" "Mention that I'm reviewing old financial connections. Make it sound accidental. Let it slip near people close to Emily." Ben whistled. "That'll get back to her fast." "I'm counting on it," I said. "Just don't make it obvious." Philip re-entered with a folder. "Here's the list of accounts still linked to you," he said. "Some require both signatures. If she changes anything, you'll know immediately." I looked at the paperwork. "Good. I want alerts on every movement." He nodded. "Anything else?" "Yes," I said. "If she tries to take anything that's legally mine, stop it." Philip raised a brow. "Revenge." "Correction," I replied. "Balance." As I left the office, my phone rang again. Sophie. "Alex." She sounded scared. "Scared?" I repeated. "Why?" "She kept asking how much you know," Sophie said. "Then she asked if you ever talked about her old debt." My breath caught. Debt. She never told me. "Well," Sophie whispered, "she owed a lot before she met you. Daniel thinks you might expose it." A smile touched my lips. "Interesting." "Alex," she said nervously, "what are you doing?" "Nothing illegal," I said. "Just letting the truth breathe." I hung up and walked to the car, mind spinning. Old debt, hidden stress, Daniel's bragging. Each piece slid into place. I dialed Ben again. "Did Emily ever mention money problems?" "Once," he said. "Before she met you. Something about loans." She shut down when I asked. "And Daniel?" I asked. "He's broke," Ben replied. "Acts rich, but he isn't." I laughed softly. "So that's their weakness." "Alex, be careful," he warned. "This is dangerous ground." "I know," I said. "But they crossed the line first." Back home, I reviewed Philip's documents. My signature still controlled certain accounts Emily depended on. Nothing huge, but enough to cause tension. Enough to make Daniel question her. I whispered to myself, "Pressure applied quietly lasts longer." Minutes later, Sophie texted. "She looked pale when I mentioned your name. She knows something's coming." Good. Let her feel it. Let Daniel question her. Let cracks form before I even touch them. Then Luke walked in. "You're planning something," he said cautiously. "I'm executing something," I corrected. Step 1 is uncertainty. Emily's already panicking, he said. Is that what you want? Yes, I replied. Fear breeds mistakes. Mistakes reveal secrets. Secrets give me leverage. Luke sighed. Just don't lose yourself in this. I'm not, I said. I'm finding myself. My phone buzzed again. An alert. Joint account access attempt denied. I smiled. She tried to move money. Luke looked at me. And she couldn't. No, I said. Not without me. Alex, this is real now. It's only the beginning, I whispered. The first strike always is. I stared at the ceiling, my hands trembling slightly. The house felt empty in a new way, heavier somehow. A knock on the door broke my thoughts. Alex. Dr. Laura Bennett's voice. Come in, I said, forcing calm. She stepped inside, professional yet warm. You sounded unsettled on the phone. Unsettled. I laughed bitterly. Try destroyed. She nodded. I get it. Betrayal cuts deep. Do you want to talk? I don't know, I muttered. Talking doesn't fix it. Nothing fixes it. It helps you understand it, she said gently. Understanding can guide your next step. I ran a hand through my hair. I keep seeing her face. Emily. That smile. The way she walked down the aisle with him. Do you know what that does to a person? I can imagine, she said softly. It's devastating. It's more than that, I whispered. It's humiliation, shame, anger, and the worst, the helplessness. I loved her. I trusted her. And she threw it all away. Revenge, she asked carefully. I looked at her, dark humor in my eyes. Revenge isn't the word. Justice. Karma. Call it what you want. She needs to feel consequences, or it's meaningless. And you, she asked, do you feel it's changing you? I hesitated. I don't know anymore. Sometimes I wonder, am I becoming like them? Cruel, manipulative, calculating. That's a valid concern, she said. The line between justice and obsession is thin. I laughed, sharp and hollow. Thin. It feels invisible. I think about every move, every weakness, every little crack they hide. I feed off it, and I hate myself for it. She leaned forward slightly. You're angry, Alex. That's natural. But anger unchecked becomes the enemy. I need it unchecked, I said. For now. I can't afford to be soft. They won't forgive me, and I won't forgive them. Not yet. Silence fell for a moment. Then she asked, do you miss her? I froze. Of course I do. I miss the good moments, the laughter, the plans. Everything I thought we had. Every morning I woke up believing in us. My voice cracked. And now, nothing. Just emptiness and strategy. That emptiness can guide you, she said softly. But don't let it consume your soul. Revenge without reflection can destroy the person seeking it. I think about that, I whispered. But every time I remember Daniel's smug smile, Emily's cold stare, the lies, the betrayal, I feel justified. I have to do this. Justified in your own mind, she countered. Think about who you want to be on the other side of this. I closed my eyes. I want to be unbroken, not weak, not humiliated. I want to take back control, piece by piece. I want them to regret, yes, but more than that, I want to survive intact. She nodded. Then focus on your survival first. Revenge will follow naturally if it's earned. I opened my eyes, staring at the floor. I replay our moments constantly. That night on the balcony, laughing in the rain, her head on my shoulder. I loved her with everything in me. And now, I can't even think about it without anger and pain colliding. I hate that part of myself. But I also need it to survive. Anger is fuel, Dr. Bennett said quietly. Use it wisely. I will, I said, my voice steadier. Every plan, every small move, calculated. I won't be reckless. I won't let emotion destroy me, even if it feels like it sometimes. She smiled faintly. That's the Alex I recognize. But remember, check yourself along the way. Don't let the abyss swallow you whole. I laughed softly. I'm staring into it already, but I'm learning to control the fall. She stood. Call me if you need guidance. I'll keep the door open. Thanks, I said, but my mind was already elsewhere. The abyss was mine to navigate. After she left, I paced the room. Memories of Emily flickered like fire, bright and painful. But beneath the grief, determination burned. I whispered to myself, I will use this. Every heartbreak, every memory. It's mine to weaponize. Justice will come. The room was quiet again, but my thoughts roared. The abyss was deep, yes, but it was also mine. And I would not drown. I watched my phone buzz again. A message from Ben. Daniel messed up big time. Everyone's talking. I leaned back, a slow smile forming. Finally, I whispered. Luke glanced at me. What's finally? Daniel's arrogance, I said. It's catching up to him. Luke frowned. How? What did he do now? Ben called before I could answer. Alex, you won't believe this. Daniel posted about Emily's party. Wrong date. People showed up. No one else did. Everyone's talking about it online. I laughed softly. Online? That's beautiful. Social humiliation. Alex, Luke warned. Don't get too excited. People notice patterns. They'll notice, I said calmly. But the pattern is theirs, not mine. I just watch. My phone buzzed again. Sophie. Emily is panicking. She called me crying about Daniel. Wants advice. I dialed her immediately. Sophie. What happened? She said Daniel forgot an important meeting with a client. And he blamed her. She sounded terrified. Terrified. I repeated, pleased. Good. Let fear guide her mistakes. Sophie hesitated. Alex, are you sure about this? I'm sure, I said. They chose arrogance and lies over honesty. Let them feel it. Philip Hayes called next. Alex, I've implemented alerts on the joint accounts. They tried to move money yesterday and failed. Emily's worried. I smirked. And Daniel? He didn't notice. He thinks everything is fine. Perfect, I said. Let them stumble on their own. Luke looked uneasy. It's working, but you're enjoying it. I am, I admitted. But it's not just pleasure. It's strategy. Every small slip, every blunder, they're revealing themselves. Sophie called again. Alex, Emily's friends are talking. They think she's losing control. She's asking questions, trying to find out what you know. Excellent, I said. Let her scramble. Let her feel the walls closing in without realizing why. I paused, thinking. Their arrogance made them sloppy. Daniel bragged too much. Emily depended on appearances. Social pressure was unraveling them faster than I could manipulate. Luke shook his head. You're a patient man. I don't know if I could do this. You'd burn too fast, I said. Patience is a weapon. Observe, wait, and let them do the rest themselves. Philip's voice buzzed in again. Alex, I have updates. Emily missed a payment on a joint account. It's minor, but she's panicked. Daniel tried to cover it and made a larger mistake. Minor. I laughed quietly. Minor seeds. They'll grow into chaos if we let them. Luke frowned. Do you ever worry about going too far? I think about it, I said. But they went too far first. This is balance, justice, call it what you will. Sophie messaged. Emily is asking mutual friends about rumors. They're whispering back. She's starting to isolate herself. I whispered to myself, good. Isolation makes them weaker. Luke rubbed his forehead. This feels surreal. You're orchestrating their downfall without touching them directly. Indirect influence is cleaner, I said. No suspicion falls on me. I observe, they act. Mistakes happen naturally. It's poetic. Philip called again. Alex, the latest, Daniel's business partner, is questioning him about missed deadlines. Emily doesn't know how to explain. Panic is growing. I nodded, pacing slowly. And that panic will make them expose more. Social pressure, financial missteps, everything compounds. Luke looked at me, amazed. You're saying this will spiral completely on its own? Yes, I said. Every arrogance, every lie, every dependency, they are unraveling themselves. My role is only observation. Only patience. Sophie texted. Emily cried again. She called Daniel, yelled, pleaded. She sounds exhausted. Exhausted, I whispered. Exactly. Stress cracks people open. And once cracks appear, the real collapse begins. Luke's voice was quiet. Do you ever stop? Stop, I asked, looking out the window. Not until they understand the cost of their choices. Not until they feel it. Philip's voice came one last time. Alex, everything is in motion. Emily's reputation is faltering. Daniel's confidence is shaking. They're unraveling. I closed my eyes, letting it sink in. Let them unravel, I whispered. Every arrogance, every selfish act, every lie, let it consume them. Quietly, perfectly. Luke put a hand on my shoulder. You're not just surviving this, you're controlling it. Yes, I said, almost smiling. Control. Observation. Patience. That's power. And it's theirs to lose, without knowing it. I looked at the city outside, the lights flickering. Their downfall was slow, silent, inevitable. Every mistake, every slip, was a step closer to justice. And I would watch it all unfold. I rang the doorbell and waited. My heart pounded, not from fear, but anticipation. Emily opened the door. Alex, what are you? Don't, I said, stepping inside. Not yet. Not until we talk. Daniel appeared behind her, frowning. Alex, calm down. Don't speak, I said sharply. You've had plenty of time. Emily's eyes widened. What do you mean? I motioned for them to sit. Sit. We need to talk. Seriously. Daniel sat reluctantly. Emily followed, hands trembling. Emily, I began, voice steady. Do you know why I'm here? She looked down. I think so. No, I said. You don't. You think this is about money, control, gossip. But it's not. It's about honesty. You lied. You humiliated me. And you thought you could walk away clean. Daniel's jaw tightened. Alex, I don't. Don't, I repeated. Let me speak. Daniel, you flaunted your arrogance, thinking everything was perfect. Emily depended on appearances. You both underestimated me. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Alex, Stop, I said. You don't get to interrupt. Not now. Every lie, every omission, every selfish choice, it's all on you. Daniel's voice rose. We moved on. You can't keep punishing us forever. I'm not punishing you, I said softly. I'm revealing the truth. And the truth has consequences. Emily, do you remember the joint accounts you thought I didn't notice? Her face paled. I didn't. You did, I said. You tried to move money, cover debts, manipulate the appearances. Every step I tracked. Every action observed. You were sloppy, and now the consequences are visible to those around you. Daniel swallowed hard. Alex, this isn't necessary. It's necessary, I said. You should have thought of that before taking my life, my trust, my plans. I've done nothing illegal. I've let you reveal yourselves. And reveal yourselves you did. Emily whispered. Alex, please, please. I asked. I've watched your arrogance crumble. I've seen your friends whisper, your social circle doubt you, Daniel make mistakes he can't cover. And you wonder why I'm here. Daniel's face twisted in guilt. We didn't know. You did, I said firmly. You knew exactly what you were doing. Emily, you prioritized him over me, over what we had. Daniel, You encouraged it. And now, I paused, letting it sink in. Now you feel the weight. You see your mistakes, but it's too late. Emily's lips trembled. Alex, I'm sorry. I know you are, I said quietly. But apologies don't rebuild the trust you destroyed. They don't erase the humiliation, the betrayal, or the lies. Daniel looked down, defeated. I thought we could. No, I said. You thought you could play games, hide your weaknesses, manipulate everyone around you, and everything would be fine. But it isn't. Not anymore. Emily sobbed softly. Alex, please understand. I understand, I said. I understand exactly what you did. And now, I understand what I've become in response. Cold, calculating, strategic. Yes, I admit it. I've let anger guide me, but I've let justice and patience guide me more. Daniel's voice was shaky. We didn't know the consequences. You didn't know because you ignored reality, I said. You relied on appearances, on arrogance. And now, your world is unraveling. Quietly, naturally, and painfully. That's the price of your choices. Emily whispered again. Alex, I didn't mean to hurt you like this. I know, I said softly. Intentions don't matter when actions destroy lives. You'll carry that knowledge forever. And so will Daniel. I stood and looked at them both. This is the confrontation you should have feared. Not shouting, not anger, but observation. Patience. Letting your own mistakes undo you. That's what true consequences look like. Emily's face crumpled. Daniel's eyes avoided mine. I felt a mix of satisfaction and emptiness. Revenge was here, yes, but it wasn't healing everything. Some wounds ran too deep. I'm done, I whispered, turning toward the door. Remember what I said. Think carefully about every move from now on. Because this is only the beginning of accountability. I stepped outside into the cold air, letting it hit my face. Luke's car was waiting. He gave me a subtle nod. They're broken, I murmured, voice low. But I'm still learning what being whole truly means. I slid into the car, staring out the window at the fading house. Justice had arrived quietly, painfully, perfectly. But satisfaction alone didn't fill the empty space inside. And yet, I smiled faintly. This confrontation, it was mine. I had endured, I had controlled, and I had survived. I sat on the balcony, staring at the city lights flickering in the distance. The air was cold, but I didn't notice. Luke came out with 2 mugs of coffee. You've been quiet, he said, handing me one. I've been thinking, I muttered. About everything, about her, Daniel, about me. Luke leaned on the railing. You're still carrying it, huh? I am, I said. But differently now. The anger isn't burning as bright. It's refined, controlled. James called earlier, checking in. How are you holding up? I told him I'm okay, I said. Which is true in a way. I survived it all. I controlled it all. Luke raised an eyebrow. Survived or changed? I shrugged. Both. Harder, wiser, aware. I can't trust everyone, not like before. But I've learned what patience, observation, and quiet strategy can do. Sounds like a lesson in revenge, Luke said softly. Not revenge, I said, staring into my coffee. Survival. Awareness. Justice. Revenge was a tool, but what I've gained, it's bigger. I see people now, their weaknesses, their motives. I see myself. Luke nodded. And that's enough for now. For now, I said. I still feel the emptiness, the loss. But it's different. Less burning, more manageable. James's voice echoed in my mind. Check yourself. Don't let the abyss swallow you. I haven't fallen into the abyss, I whispered aloud. I've used it. It shaped me, refined me. I can feel strength I didn't have before. Not physical strength. Emotional. Mental. I'm not broken. I'm rebuilt. Luke glanced at me. You're serious about moving forward, huh? I have to be, I said. The confrontation gave me clarity. I can't live in the past. Emily, Daniel, they're lessons, not anchors. Anchors, Luke repeated. Sounds heavy. It is, I admitted. But I've carried heavier things and survived. Now, I channel it into rebuilding. Into me. I sipped coffee, letting the warmth spread. James reminded me that support matters. Luke, you, Ben, Sophie, people who stayed on my side. That's what helps. Not the past. Not revenge. Presence. Luke smiled faintly. You still planning moves in the shadows? I chuckled lightly. No. The shadows taught me enough. I've tested my patience, my strategy. Now I want clarity, simplicity. Small steps, rebuilding trust, rebuilding myself. Luke nodded. Sounds like you've changed, but for the better. I hope so, I said. I'm learning to value solitude, reflection, calm. I'm not running from feelings. I'm observing them, understanding them, letting them guide me without controlling me. Luke glanced at the city below. And what about her? I exhaled slowly. She's gone. Daniel's gone. I won't pretend it doesn't sting. But their presence doesn't define me anymore. I've claimed my control, my peace. The rest, I leave behind. Luke placed a hand on my shoulder. You really are stronger. I feel it, I said quietly. Stronger, clearer, more real. Every mistake, every betrayal, every manipulation, it all taught me what I need to survive and thrive. I'm not the same person who stood humiliated at the altar. I'm better, and I know it. Luke smiled. That's all anyone can ask. For you to grow from it. I leaned back, staring at the horizon. I'll never forget the pain, but I won't let it define me. I've learned to turn scars into strength, lessons into wisdom, and isolation into clarity. Luke sipped his coffee. So, what's next? I smiled faintly. Next is rebuilding. Step by step. Day by day. And maybe, eventually, finding something worth caring about again. Luke nodded. I'll be here for that. And I'll be here for me, I said. Finally, the city lights blurred as I exhaled, letting the past fade, holding only the lessons, the strength, and the calm I had earned. I walked down the familiar street, the pavement cracked and uneven. The houses looked smaller, quieter, almost abandoned. Memories crept up with every step, but I didn't let them consume me. Alex, a voice called. I turned. A woman stood near a cafe, smiling politely. Hi, I said cautiously. I'm Claire, she said. Claire Dawson. I think we've met at Luke's party last summer. Oh, yes, I said slowly. I remember. How are you? I'm good, she replied, folding her arms. I saw you walking alone and thought I'd say hello. Appreciate it, I said. It's been a while. She tilted her head. You seem reflective. I chuckled faintly. You could say that. A lot's happened. Life changes you. Claire nodded. I know that feeling. I lost someone recently. A friendship I thought would last. Made me realize. Perspective matters. I smiled faintly. Perspective. Yes. That's exactly what I've been learning. She glanced at the street. You live nearby? No. I moved. Changed my life. Priorities. Trying to leave the past where it belongs. That's brave, she said softly. Most people carry it forever. I was consumed for a long time, I admitted. But now, I've learned to observe, to understand, to survive, and maybe eventually to thrive. Claire smiled gently. Sounds like growth. Hard-earned, I imagine. Yes, I said. Every mistake, every betrayal, they taught me. I've rebuilt myself from the ashes, stronger, clearer. I know who I am now. She nodded thoughtfully. That's rare. And valuable. I glanced at her, a hint of curiosity in my eyes. And you? How did you rebuild? Claire shrugged. Small steps. Support from friends. reflection, learning to trust slowly again, and avoiding people who drain you. I nodded slowly. Sounds familiar. I've learned patience, observation, choosing carefully who I let into my life, and who I don't. She smiled faintly. Seems like you've mastered that. Not mastered, I said, but learning. Life's harsh lessons are better when they're used wisely. We walked slowly down the street together, letting silence fill the gaps between words. The air felt lighter than it had in months. You're different, Claire said finally. Not just hardened. Clearer. More balanced. I've earned that, I admitted. Pain teaches clarity if you let it. Revenge taught me strategy, but reflection taught me who I want to be. She glanced at me. And who is that? I smiled faintly. Someone capable of surviving betrayal, learning from mistakes, and perhaps open to new beginnings. Her eyes softened. New beginnings can be wonderful if you let them. I nodded. Yes, I think I'm ready. Not rushing, but ready. Claire paused, looking at me. Would you like to join me for a coffee? Just casual. A fresh start, conversation. Nothing complicated. I considered it. The past months had taught me caution, patience, control. But I also knew when to open the door. I'd like that, I said. She smiled warmly. Good. Let's go inside, then. As we walked into the cafe, the warmth and chatter felt comforting. I realized the past, the heartbreak, betrayal, and revenge, had shaped me. But it didn't control me anymore. Luke's voice echoed in my mind, step by step, day by day. I smiled faintly. Today was another step. A small one, perhaps, but meaningful. I glanced at Claire, laughing softly at something she said, and felt a spark of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Not a wild, impulsive hope, but a steady, quiet one. I whispered to myself, I survived. I learned. I rebuilt. And now, I can begin again. The cafe doors closed behind us, the city continuing its rhythm outside, while inside, for the first time in months, I felt present, grounded, ready, and perhaps ready for something good.